Hey, Rodney, thanks for taking the time today.
Hey, what's going on? No problem.
We'll get started here with Mike and then Al.
Hey, Rod. We talked about it before. You have always said that week one's going to be your goal. Where are we at in that timeline, and has your goal changed?
Man, first, I like to say, man, God is good. What I'm saying? The fact that I was able to get back out there today is a blessing. Credit to the trainers. Long hours, long days, man. So felt good for the first day. It's the first step. And in this, in regards to week one, just trusting the trainers and the plan right now. Just taking it one day at a time and just going to monitor my progression as these days go on as we get closer.
And just to follow up on an unrelated topic, we know that Jalen has those hats out there now. What went into the process of creating that look and obviously the rent is due stuff this offseason?
Yeah, so it's ironically, like I explained to Jalen, man, there's actually a brand back in my hometown in Washington, D.C. called Rent is Due. And so we actually had a collaboration in the works between my brand Back of House and his. And we came up with the concept and the theme of daily deposits. And it just so happened like this spring, that was a message that Coach Sirianni kind of lived by. And then, Hertz came out with his whole, rent is due mindset. And it was just perfect timing, I guess you would say. So it was only right that we gave him one of those caps. But that is the mindset that we're trying to preach into not only this team, but into the world, man. Every day you have to put in the work, put in the grind if you want to get that reward at the end. And so every day you got to reset and rent is due every single day, man. Every day is an interview. Every day is an opportunity to get better. So it's kind of our theme this year, and I'm glad that to a lot of people have supported, including Jalen. Lane actually had it on too. So it's going around the locker room a lot.
Go ahead, Al, and then Bo.
All right, Rodney, I know you didn't want to be hurt. Obviously, you wanted to be out there, but do you look at it maybe that it may be a blessing in disguise for a veteran like you? I mean, you know the job, and that you didn't have to get beat up for all the training camp going into the season. You'd be more healthy in the long run.
Man, I mean, honestly, training camp at year 10 is a little rough, but I would prefer being out there, to be honest, getting the reps. I'm a guy that loves to compete. I love being out there with my teammates, man. So, I wouldn't I would prefer the other side and not having to go through this 9 to 10 month journey of getting myself back. But I am feeling good. It was great to get out there and get some reps and do some drill work with my teammates, and I felt good, man. So, uh, like I said again, God is good.
Go ahead, Bo, and then Zach.
Hey, Ronnie, in terms of the importance of those reps and getting yourself, comfortable and ready for when it is that you're back on the field, what are the things that you were like working on in practice, in terms of getting a comfort level with Anthony? How different is this defense for you?
Uh, there's a lot of some similarities. I think at the end of the day, man, defense, there's only, but so much you can do. The reps are very important, though. Getting familiar with a guy like, Anthony, Slay, Steve, Avante is important. Chemistry is huge. So, I'm just doing the best that I can. A lot of work after practice with some of those guys, making sure we see things the same. For me, it's, getting my feet back under me. Focusing on my angles, tackling. So a lot of things, I still have to do to make sure that I put myself in the best position possible when my number is called to get back out there, come game time.
Zach, and then Jeff.
Hey Rodney, as we discussed in the past, it's one thing to be back. It's another thing to kind of be back to yourself, right? At what point will you know, or I guess what will you see that will tell you you're the player you want to be out there?
I think it just comes down to when you make those plays that you're accustomed to making. Early on, hopefully not, but I might be a step short, right? So it's just really seeing yourself making those plays again, and I think naturally the confidence comes with that. So I think once those things happen, that reassurance that what I'm feeling and how I'm playing aligns with one another, then I'll feel fine. So anxious, man, to get back into competitive periods, and we'll just see when that time comes.
Go ahead, Jeff, and then Dave.
So were you able to do anything competitive today on team drills, or was it just individual?
Individual today. So we'll just see how the trainers what their game plan is as we go along, but just individual drills today. But man, felt good. Got a lot of good work in that period of time that I was out there.
Go ahead, Dave.
What did you see from guys like Kayvon, Marcus Epps, and Andrew Adams, who kind of took the snaps that you would have gotten in camp?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of improvement from guys like Marcus Epps and Kayvon. Two younger guys who have come on the scene, man, and made a lot of plays throughout camp. Honestly, Andrew Adams, a guy who has a lot of experience, played a lot of ball in this league, and you see that coming into play as well. He's able to dissect a lot of things before they even happen. Just always in the right place. But it's been a battle, man, throughout camp. It's been fun to watch, see those guys grow, see those guys get actual live game reps, man. But each has contributed, I think, a lot throughout camp, and all have had a good camp thus far.
We'll take two more here. So go ahead, Rube, and then Bo.
Hey, Rod, some of those practices we saw you on the sidelines, you were as intense as the guys who were practicing. What did that give you to kind of be that involved, even though you couldn't be out there, but just kind of be competitive and in the spirit of things?
Yeah, man, it helps. When I've been here by myself for so long. So it felt good, just to have the guys back around in the training camp form, being out on the sidelines. It just makes me feel a part of the team. Even though I'm not out there competing, I still feel like I'm contributing and giving something. And I had to put myself in a position where my hat was a little different. This camp, my first camp I've ever missed. So I had to wear the coach's cap, figure out how I can help guys in the best way possible. And also be in their corner, cheering those guys on, man, as guys fight for, starting spots to potential roster spots. So felt good, and I'm glad I was able to get back out there today.
Go ahead, Bo.
Rodney, from your view from the sideline, if you had to pick one guy on the team who's going to have a big season this year, who would it be?
Oh, one guy. Man, I would say Eric Wilson. I'm really looking forward to E-Dub, man, and what he's going to bring to our defense. He's always, making plays. Very quiet guy, but does his job efficiently, and he has a knack for the ball. And that doesn't surprise me, because when he first came here, we used to do testing, outside before we have to come in. And we would have to wait typically like 30, 45 minutes before we enter the building. And I would see him in the parking lot just doing laps with the ball, just throwing it up, catching it, throwing the ball to himself. So it's no surprise. And it's things like that, man, that shows you why, he is who he is, and why he makes the plays that he does. So I'm excited and looking forward to what he does this year for us.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks for the time, Rodney.
All right.